In this video, I'll show you how to create a off-canvas menu in Elementor in just a few simple steps. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Okay, so I'll show you how to create a off-canvas menu similar to this. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a new pop-up, okay? So we'll navigate over to our dashboard and then we'll scroll down to templates and then we'll go ahead and click on pop-ups. Okay, in your case, you'll go ahead and click add new. Okay, then you'll just give it a name. So you'll just name it accordingly, and it's just for internal purposes. Okay, just name it something that makes sense to you. Once you've given it a name, just go ahead and click create template. Since I've already started working on one, I'm going to go ahead and edit this one, which I started working on. And to create this menu, I didn't select any templates, so I just selected create from scratch. Okay, so I'll quickly try reset this to the default layout just so you can kind of see how it looked before. Okay, so this is how it looked. So all I've done so far is I've basically just specified the width. So by default, yours will look something like this minus the content. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we want to go ahead and configure the width, okay, of our menu. So something like this looks fine for me. So then I'm going to choose a position, horizontal position. So I'm going to align this to the right. Okay, I'm going to, for the content, I'm going to vertically align this at the top. Okay, and then finally for the height, I'm going to go ahead and select fit to screen. Okay, so it takes up the entire width of the whole screen. Okay, and I'm going to add a overlay as well, and we want to add a close button so that users can just close off this menu once they're finished. Okay, that's about it for the entrance animation. I just selected fade in to the right, so it has a nice smooth scrolling effect. When I click the menu, it will just gently fade in from the right. It's just a nice effect, so I've selected that one there. Animation duration, I've just left it to the default. General settings, I don't think we changed anything here. Okay, and that's about it. So that's where we've gotten so far. Okay, so now we just need to go ahead and add our menu items. So I'm just going to search for nav. Okay, and we've got our nav menu here. So we just drag and drop it onto this canvas here. Okay, and then we can select our menu here. Okay, so I'm assuming you've already got a few menus created. If you haven't, then you just navigate back over to your WordPress dashboard. I'll just quickly show you. Okay, then we'll go appearance and then menu, and then from here you can create your various different menus, right? So here I've got two menus. I've got one titled main and one titled footer, and we can add items to our menu. So whilst we're here, actually, I do want to add some items to my footer menu. Okay, so I'm going to select pages here, and I'm going to select my account and maybe this sample page. Okay, so let's pretend this is our terms and account is fine. Okay, so we'll save menu. Okay, if you haven't got any menu created, you can just click create new menu. Okay, and then you can give it a name. Once you've given it a name, click create menu here, and then you can add your menu items like I just did. Okay, so let's head back over to customizing our off canvas menu. Okay, so I'm going to click back on this nav here. Okay, so for the layout position, I selected vertical. Okay, and here you can see it's vertically aligned. Okay, and then we can choose the alignment of the text as well. I'm going to align it to the left. For the pointer, we can choose the styling. Okay, just going to leave it as default, and you just go through and configure everything to match your brand identity, right? So for example, you can customize the text color, you can customize the typography, you can make it bigger, and so on. But one key thing to note is here where it says mobile drop down, I'm going to go ahead and select none. Okay, because we don't want it to show a hamburger menu within a hamburger menu, if that makes sense. Okay, so since we've already got the exact same thing here, I'm just going to delete this one. Okay, and then where it says privacy policy here, all I did was added another nav menu. Okay, so I just search nav, and then this time instead of selecting the main menu, we just selected the footer menu. Okay, so again, I'm going to go ahead. Well, actually, we'll leave this one because it's got our new menu items. So I'm going to select vertical. Okay, so that looks fine. So I'll delete this one. Okay, and then you might have noticed this separator here. So all we've done is we've just added a divider. Okay, and we can change the styling as well. Okay, so we'll delete this one and then we'll duplicate this one. Okay, and then we'll just pop it here. Then we'll delete this. Okay, and then for this section here, all I've done is I've just added a image, so it's just a standard image. Then I've added our company logo here, right? So I'll delete this one, and then just some text. Okay, then you can add your text here. Okay, but essentially you can go ahead and customize this menu any way you see fit. Okay, so I'm just going to hit publish, and then for condition we'll just leave it as blank. Okay, for triggers as well we'll leave it as blank. Advanced rule we'll leave it as blank, and then we'll just go ahead and save and close. Okay, so this is our off canvas menu designed and ready to go. So now let's actually apply our off canvas menu to our website. Okay, and to do this I'm going to navigate to our home page. Okay, and then I'm going to edit our menu section here, and then maybe we'll add our menu items here. Okay, so maybe we'll replace it here. So I'm going to hover over edit with Elementor, and I'm going to edit our header section. Okay, so in your case, depending on what theme or whatever you're using, you just need to try get to wherever you specified your header section. Okay, usually it's just a header template, especially if you're using Elementor Pro. So I'm just going to edit this header page here. Okay, and here you can see our menu. So I'm going to actually delete this one. Okay, and then I'm going to search for an icon. So if you really want it as well, so it doesn't have to be an icon. So I'm going to add a menu icon similar to this one here. So we'll just search menu. Okay, so that looks fine-ish. So we'll reduce the size, and then maybe we'll align it more to the left as well. So we'll just change the size. That looks okay. Okay, so we'll align it to the left. Let's get a bit more spacing, maybe like that. Okay, and then here where it says link, I'm going to click on dynamic tags, and then we'll scroll down until we see actions here. Then we'll click on pop-up. Okay, and then now we'll click on this setting icon here. Okay, and then the action is to open the pop-up whenever a user clicks that button, right? And then here we'll just search for our pop-up. In this case, we'll select the name of our off canvas menu. In my case, I just named it demo menu, and we can just update this page, and then we can test it out. Okay, so I'm going to navigate back over to our home page. Okay, and now when we click on this menu item here we can see our off canvas menu. However, there's a bit of an issue with the coloration, so we'll actually go ahead and edit this. Since it's been loaded on this page, if we click edit Elementor here, we can just dive straight into that pop-up template that we was editing. We get back here, and we'll click on style, and then for the background we'll go ahead and specify the background color. Okay, so we'll specify this to be white, and let's actually enable back our overlay, and this should resolve the issue. So now let's refresh this page. Let's click on our menu item. Okay, and now it's working as it should. Okay, so this is our off canvas menu, and if the user clicks anywhere off besides this canvas here, then it will close it. Okay, or they can just go ahead and click this X icon here. So if you didn't want to trigger the off canvas menu via this icon here, you can do it via text as well. So we can head back over here to our header section, and then we can add, let's say for example, we can do a button. Okay, so we can search for a button. Okay, and then the principle's exactly the same, right? So here we could just say menu, for example. For the styling, let's quickly do the styling. So for the color, we'll set this to okay, so this is the background color, so we'll set that to white, or we'll set it to transparent actually. Okay, and then for the typography, we'll click on this here. Okay, and then for the text color, we'll set this to black. Okay, so that looks really good. Let's make sure there's no padding, make sure there's no margin. Okay, so that looks fine. Okay, so we'll delete this icon here. Okay, and then we'll edit this button again. So there's some underline going on. I'm not too sure where it's from. So let's navigate to style, border, make sure there's none. Okay, so it was a border. Okay, so that's fine. So where it says link here, we need to select dynamic tags, and we'll just scroll down to action and then select pop-up. Okay, and it's exactly like how we added the icon. So again, we'll click on this settings here, then we'll go ahead and search for the template, the pop-up template that we created earlier. Okay, and then we can click update. Okay, and then now when we refresh this page, here we can see our menu text. Okay, so in some situation, it probably makes sense to clearly call out your menu items, because some people might not know those three dashes are for the menu. So then when they click on it, again, it opens our off canvas menu. And that's how you create a off canvas menu with Elementor Pro in just a few simple steps. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more videos like this. And if you've got any questions, leave it in the comment box below and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.